I found you!
Mavis, as my secretary, I would hope you would know my whereabouts.
Well, I know you're headed to the new hydro substation, but I guessed you'd walk down this street.
Why?
All you've talked about is a certain Spanish cobbler who owns a shop around here.
I have not.
You must have a lot of shoes that need repair.
Yes, I do. And we happen to understand each other. Creo que hablamos el lenguaje del amor. Mavis, have you come here to accost me?
A man came in earlier, desperate to see you. He wouldn't give his name, but he said he called you on the telephone yesterday.
Finally. I've been trying to get him to talk to me, but he said it had to be face-to-face. He's been too nervous to meet.
He did seem scared. He said 10 o'clock tonight at the office and to come alone.
All right, then. Thank you, Mavis. Get back to work.
Now, we know the rise of public power in Ontario has ruffled some private company feathers, but we are confident that we can build the largest power-generating distribution system in Canada. Therefore, we are proud to open this new Hydroelectric Commission substation by the people and for the people.
I'm glad to be here. I missed the first Hydroelectric Commission switching on ceremony in New Berlin.
It's a shame.
Sir?
Oh, sorry, Murdoch. It's just Mayor Vaughan. He makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up.
Excuse us. Excuse us.
What's your business?
Oh, just get out of my way. I'm needed on the stage. And who are you?
Oh, Detective Murdoch, Toronto Constabulary, miss.
Really, darling? Well, you're much too good-looking to be a police officer. Oh, my card.
Who the bloody hell is she?
That's Noelle Victoria, the mayor's wife. And trust me, life with her is not all diamonds and rosé.
I'm gonna use that.
Thank you, Chairman. As mayor, I am pleased to support the building of distribution networks to bring electricity to all of Toronto. An event so important, it has even raised my lovely wife from her slumbers.
But, Chairman, with more generation stations in private company hands, will the Ontario Hydroelectric Commission generate enough power for the city?
That is our goal, yes. But in the event of a shortfall, we will purchase power from existing private companies.
Yes, in particular, let us thank Mr. Fry and Mr. Tate of the Toronto Electric Company. If the Hydroelectric Commission runs short, their company will pick up the slack. Thank you, gentlemen.
You're right, sir. I just can't get used to Vaughan acting as mayor.
That's what it is, Murdoch. Acting. The man is pure evil.
Who was this guy anyway? None of your business, Tucker. Tony told me to pick him up and bear him. I don't ask questions, and neither should you. Did you kill him? What did I just say? Now cover him up. Why do I have to cover him up? I dug the grave. Tony's orders. Now get to it unless you want to join this guy. Long way from being a copper, isn't it, Tucker?
Detective Murdoch?
Miss Cherry. Hello.
What is that?
It's a solar cell.
A what?
I've created a cell of selenium covered with a thin layer of gold. Actually, I cannot take credit. It has been built according to James Pendrick's specifications.
For what purpose?
It converts radiant energy from the sun into electrical energy. I'll be putting it on the roof, and it is wired here into my office.
Huh. Well, if you figured out a way to get cheaper electricity, I'm all ears. I've actually come here to report a missing person. I don't have his name, but I do have a description from my secretary.
Do you have an address?
I don't have that either. But I do have a feeling. And my gut is never wrong.
Are you sure about that?
Well, no. But if you look into it for me, I won't have to wonder.
And what makes you certain that this person is indeed missing?
He wanted to talk to me about some financial malfeasance at the Ontario Hydroelectric Commission. I waited for him in my office almost all night. He never showed.
Perhaps he had a change of heart? Or discovered that his information was incorrect?
He was scared. And whoever he was scared of might have gotten to him before he could talk to me.
All right. I'll look into this for you. I just need his description.
He has hazel eyes, reddish-brown hair parted to the side, and he wears glasses.
Yes, that sounds like Timothy Kerr.
The receptionist identified Mr. Kerr from the description as well. She says you are both engineers and you share an office?
Well, yes.
Is Mr. Kerr here today?
No, I don't think so.
Is it unusual for him to be absent?
I don't know. We haven't been working together very long.
Has Mr. Kerr mentioned any problems he's had or noticed with work recently?
No. Why are you asking about him?
I believe he might be missing.
I'll get his address and check on him later today. I'm sure it's nothing.
It's all right. I'll get his address and I'll look in on him myself. Thank you.
Very good.
So Mr. Kerr left then. Do you know when?
Oh, 2 nights ago, maybe? I'm not sure.
Well, you didn't speak with him directly.
I get a lot of characters through here. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Right. If I may, then how do you know he's left for good?
Oh, this morning, his friend came by and said Mr. Kerr had to leave suddenly. Some kind of emergency.
Oh. Who was this friend?
He didn't say, and I didn't ask.
Can you describe him?
Average height, average haircut, brown suit, or maybe gray.
Can you tell me any more about him?
The gentleman packed 2 suitcases of Mr. Kerr's things and said he was sending them on to Niagara Falls.
Right then. Thank you. Good day.
Good day.
Were you seen coming in?
So you suddenly care for my safety now?
Mr. Tucker, I'll say again, you should be grateful you're in Petrucci's gang and not in prison.
I'll tell you this one thing, and then I'm out.
Well, that's for me and the chief constable to decide.
Buried a body yesterday.
Did you?
No, I didn't kill him.
Who was the victim?
I don't know. I don't know who killed him either.
Where was he buried?
It's in my report.
Was anyone with you?
Bobby Morano, one of Petrucci's men. He didn't know anything either. Tony told him to bury the man, and that was it.
We'll have to exhume the body.
So is that it? Am I done?
No. You'll have to keep at it. Find out who the dead man was and who killed him.
And if I can't?
You will.
Tucker.
You can do this. We need more evidence on Tony Petrucci. Once we have him, you're free.
What's he doing back here?
Police business.
I thought he was let go.
Yes, he was. This is his penance.
You trust him?
That's $1 million question, isn't it?
Any word?
Miss Cherry, I didn't mean for you to wait here. I was just about to telephone your office.
I don't mind sitting here. I was hoping to catch wind of something exciting.
Oh, and?
The only thing I've overheard is Constable McNabb's lunch order. Did you find out what happened to my missing man?
Yes, his name is Timothy Kerr, and yesterday he purchased a one-way ticket to Niagara Falls.
Oh, so he's not missing. He just got cold feet.
It may be a tad more complicated than that. A man who identified himself as Mr. Kerr's friend paid up his rent and then packed up 2 of Mr. Kerr's suitcases full of his belongings and sent them along to Niagara Falls.
Who is this friend?
I don't know yet. Also, I spoke with the chief porter at Niagara Falls Station, and he told me that only 1 suitcase ever made it on board.
Curious. I wonder if the other suitcase had papers about the commission.
Detective Murdoch, I apologize for my interruption. Miss Cherry, I have something urgent to discuss with the detective, if you wouldn't mind.
I understand. Good day, gentlemen.
Sir?
Tucker came to my office with some important information. He was ordered to bury an unidentified murder victim.
What? Do we know where?
Yes.
And you'd like me to go there?
I've already sent some constables to dig up the poor man and bring him to the morgue.
I'm looking for a man who's been missing for 2 days, Mr. Timothy Kerr.
Then you'll want to have a look when the body arrives.
Right.
You were talking about Mr. Kerr, weren't you?
Miss Cherry, were you listening?
Of course not.
Will you please have your secretary meet me at the morgue later this afternoon?
Why? Do you know something or not?
What's a possibility? Miss Cherry?
I just hope the story, whatever it is, didn't get Mr. Kerr killed.
So you do have a heart.
Don't act so surprised.
Oh. That's him. I'm sure of it.
Are you all right, Miss Kane?
There's no shame in it. Many people can't stand looking at a dead body.
Thank you, Miss Kane. You can step outside for some fresh air if you'd like.
You can take the rest of the day off.
Thank you.
You'll make up for it on Saturday.
Cause of death, Miss Hart?
Trying to talk to a journalist.
1 shot to the back of the head at close range.
An execution.
This man is dead because of me. I was pushing him to talk. I have to file a story.
Miss Cherry, you can't.
A man who knew of wrongdoing at the Hydroelectric Commission is dead. This is a cover-up.
Yes, but you don't know that for certain.
I don't care.
Well, you should care about this. The only reason we know about this man's death or where he was buried is through a confidential informant.
Who was the informant?
I can't tell you that. And needless to say, word of his death cannot get out, or our informant's life will be in grave danger.
So I should just drop the story? Even though Mr. Kerr died for it?
Once this is all resolved, you will be the only journalist with all of the facts.
I can keep quiet about the murder for your informant's safety, but I won't stop hunting the story. Something is happening at the Hydroelectric Commission that someone wants covered up, and I intend to find out what.
Miss Hart, please hold off on filing this man's death certificate with the city. Because if you do, our informant will be dead in a matter of hours.
Of course.
Thank you.
It's a tricky business, this.
All distaste for Mr. Tucker aside, he is in grave danger.
We might not have even found out about this murder if it wasn't for him.
So what do you want to do?
Keep Tucker where he is. He can still help us.
If I begin to investigate Mr. Kerr's murder, Tucker may well be found out.
Any thoughts as to why Petrucci would be involved in Kerr's death?
Not yet. All I know is that Kerr was an engineer at the Hydroelectric Commission and was about to tell Miss Cherry something about the malfeasance going on there.
Mayor Vaughan is heavily involved in hydroelectricity. He's made it his top priority. He's got to be involved in this somehow.
Looking into the Hydroelectric Commission could very well tip our hand.
I'm aware of that. So I'll leave it to you, Albert. Do we leave Tucker out in the field, or do we bring him in?
Keep him out there. I'm sure he can handle it.
A little tired after last night?
I nearly broke my back. The next time we gotta get rid of someone, let's just throw him in the lake.
I just do what I'm told.
Who was that guy?
What is this, the Spanish Inquisition?
Thought I told you and your friends aren't welcome here.
Yeah, I heard about that. You and your little community group, that's cute.
I said get out.
Playing a dangerous game.
I'm not the only one.
Come on, Tucker, let's go.
Knock, knock. Ready for lunch?
Not yet.
Are you all right? You didn't telephone me just to go to lunch, did you?
No. I need a favor. There might be some embezzlement at the Ontario Hydroelectric Commission.
How do you know?
A man was killed over it.
What do you mean?
He was about to expose them for corruption, and I was pushing him to talk.
Louise, you can't blame yourself.
I swore to Detective Murdoch that I wouldn't publish anything about it, but I didn't swear I wouldn't investigate the Ontario Hydroelectric Commission. I need to set things right.
Then that's what we'll do.
Mavis!
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Go fetch a sandwich for Mrs. Crabtree from the automat.
Right away.
And some carrot sticks.
Of course.
Count them this time. There should be 6, not 5. Go.
Right away.
How long has that girl been working for you?
A few months.
And does she like it?
How would I know? So, do you think this Mr. Elderholt will help you?
He does owe me a favor, and I've been saving it for something important. He may be able to get me paperwork on the Hydroelectric Commission.
Look, do you see those 2 men? That's Mr. Fry and Mr. Tate, joint chairman of the Toronto Electric Company.
All right. It's not so strange that 2 men from a private company would be in a government office.
He may be in on it.
In on what?
That's what I need you to help me find out.
All right, well, stay here.
No, I'll come
Just
with you.
keep watch.
Artemis, what happened?
2 men. They wouldn't pay. I asked them to.
They did this?
Yeah,
Well, let me take a look at that cut.
nothing I can handle.
Probably the same 2 that came by my place last week. Broke the front windows. Said if I didn't pay them, they'd do it again.
And did you? And did you call the police?
No point in that. The last time I called them, they didn't show up for almost a day. And when they did, they said they couldn't do anything about it.
Well, don't do it again. I'll be sure that there's someone watching over your store.
Thank you.
Of course.
Just what did you have on Mr. Elderholt to get all these papers?
City Hall is an engine that runs on favors. I asked Mr. Alderholt to consult the logbook for all files related to electricity, and it turns out Mr. Kerr signed these files out last week.
Excellent. Here's a contract between the Ontario Hydroelectric Commission and the Toronto Electric Company. Chairman Nathan Fry, Herman Tate, and a Mr. Tauber. Records from the Keene Street substation. It opened last year.
Mr. Kerr's name. It seems the engineers had to sign off on the daily electricity usage.
I don't know a lot about electricity, but these numbers seem strange.
Yes, the days when Mr. Kerr signed off show much higher usage than the other days with different signatures.
Mr. Kerr and Mr. Burke. Both men signed off on very high usage rates.
These numbers don't make any sense either. Mr. Kerr recorded some of the highest usage in the smallest ward in Toronto.
Was he fixing the books?
Certainly seems so. I think we deserve a proper lunch for this.
Thanks for this, Mr. Petrucci.
Got a pretty big payout for that last job. $5 grand.
From who?
Someone was afraid to get their hands dirty. Not like you.
Thank you, Mr. Petrucci.
Sure. So, Tucker, I got a question for you. Do you believe in vampires?
I don't understand.
Vampires, you know, the undead. See, I went to our recently departed's grave to pay my respects.
You did?
I did. And guess what? All I saw was an empty hole in the ground. No body.
So you don't really believe in vampires?
You idiot. I think you or Morano said something to somebody. Maybe the cops.
I did hear Murdoch talking yesterday about a little extra money he made. Maybe he got a payday from the police.
Maybe. There's something I gotta do.
Can I help you?
No need. Anyhow, it's a little bit of business. There's this tailor who's been stiffing me. I think it's time I taught him a lesson. Don't you?
Amazing. An inexhaustible source of power.
Precisely. As long as the sun shines directly into those cells.
Ah. Could you use Edison's nickel iron battery to store the power?
Possibly.
It's a fool's game anyway.
Detective?
Free energy? You think the power companies would really let this become popular?
You don't seem to have very much faith in our system of government.
Seems a healthy attitude.
Please don't touch that. Have we heard any more from Mr. Tucker?
Not yet. Do you think Mr. Kerr was killed for his information on the Ontario Hydroelectric Commission?
That's hard to say, but I would be shocked if there wasn't a connection there.
What else do we have to go on? Has Miss Hart finished her postmortem?
Yes, I just read it, and the bullet recovered was from a Colt 45.
A very common gun, not much point trying to chase it down, but I'll do my best.
Yeah. And what of the landlady? I'll wager that this friend of Mr. Kerr's was the killer.
She didn't remember much about the man except that he was average looking.
And what of Miss Cherry? Do you think she's investigating on her own?
Oh, if I know Miss Cherry, that is a distinct possibility.
And my mother is hardly talking to me now. She thinks I should be married with children, but I want more than that. I want a career.
Is that her?
Laundry. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? Miss Cherry is so busy, but she is certainly making a name for herself. She really is something, isn't she?
She certainly...
And she's a wonderful boss. Tough, but fair, is what she says she is.
Ah, Miss Cherry.
Detective Murdoch. I thought I told you to take that out.
I already did. Extra starch, like you asked.
Do you have anything for me?
I'm here to ask you the same thing.
Tit for tat, sir. You know my rules.
We have files from the Hydroelectric Commission.
Effie.
Louise, we're all in this together. A man was killed, remember?
May I see them, please?
Of course.
Mavis!
Yes, ma'am?
What happened here?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I was out getting your laundry. Please don't fire me.
Whoever did this came up the fire escape and through the window.
Oh, my papers. Files. All the files I brought from the Hydroelectric Commission, they're gone.
Whatever bad business the commission is up to,
Corruption.
it is no longer up to you two to find out.
We'll see about that.
In your research, did you find anything connected to the murder of Mr. Kerr?
We believe so, only we hadn't quite figured out how.
We learned that Mr. Kerr was falsifying electricity usage numbers.
At the opening of the commission's substation, the chairman mentioned needing to purchase electricity from the Toronto Electricity Company in order to meet demand.
We did see Mr. Fry and Mr. Tate from the Toronto Electric Company at the Hydroelectric Commission's office.
My contact there said he sees those men at the office frequently.
Is it possible, then, that Mr. Kerr was inflating usage numbers in order to line the pockets of the men from the Toronto Electricity Company?
And perhaps he had a crisis of conscience and wanted to come clean?
We did see higher numbers from another engineer, Mr. Harmon Verk.
Yes, I spoke with him. He said he barely knew Mr. Kerr.
To my eye, it looks as though they were falsifying the numbers together. Perhaps he's too afraid to say anything now, given what happened to Mr. Kerr.
All the more reason to speak with the police. I'm going to speak with Mr. Verk.
Either he lied about knowing Mr. Kerr because he was scared he would meet the same fate,
or he had something to do with Mr. Kerr's murder.
Inspector Choi? Tucker, have you found anything yet? Damn. Petrucci knows the corpse has been exhumed. Does he suspect you?
I think I managed to throw suspicion onto someone else.
Good.
Tony told me that some rich man gave him $5,000 to get rid of a problem.
Was there anything else?
Not about that. The Grant's haberdashery haven't been paying up. Tony's sending some men over to rough up the owner, maybe burn the place down. I gotta go.
Tucker hasn't dug up anything except someone offered Petrucci money to get rid of a problem.
No names?
Nothing. Tucker also said he was told about some men being sent over to Grant's haberdashery. They might be planning to torch the shop. I'll send some constables.
No, wait. If Tucker's been asking a lot of questions, then Petrucci could be suspicious of him. If we all show up at this haberdashery, then he'll know Tucker's been talking to us.
I won't let the shop burn to the ground.
2 men only, no uniforms.
So Kerr left for Niagara Falls?
Yes.
So why are you asking me for the entries for the records you signed off on?
The numbers were unusually high, as were the entries that you signed off on, Mr. Verk. I'll need to see all of the entries for this station for the past few weeks.
That's confidential.
This is a police investigation, Mr. Verk.
Did something happen to Kerr?
Perhaps it did. Perhaps you should be worried for your own safety. Were the 2 of you involved in some sort of scheme?
Look, I'll be honest. We were both told to inflate the usage numbers.
By who?
I don't know. Someone came to Kerr and told him to find somebody else to fake the numbers with him.
Why would someone want the 2 of you to inflate the numbers?
Inflating the numbers triggered a payment to the Toronto Electric Company for electricity they never had to deliver. Then Kerr and I got $20 every week.
Oh. And did Mr. Kerr begin to balk at the arrangement?
He said he didn't train to be an engineer to turn crook. He wanted to stop.
But doing so would expose the wrongdoers, and it would stop the flow of money to you.
I told him not to rock the boat, but only because Kerr said they were dangerous.
All right. I'll need to see everything that you have on this matter. Otherwise, it's straight to the cells for you.
I didn't hurt Kerr, I swear. You need to look at the Toronto Electric Company. They're the ones getting the extra payments.
I will. But you're not off the hook just yet, Mr. Burke.
Louise, are you sure this is a good idea?
I told Detective Murdoch I wouldn't mention the murder, and I didn't. I'm merely suggesting that the relationship between the Hydroelectric Commission and the Toronto Electric Company should be investigated.
That's what we're doing. And that's likely what got Mr. Kerr killed. Doesn't that make you nervous?
I'm not worried.
Well, perhaps we would find out more if we didn't publicize what we're doing.
Or maybe this will bring the wrongdoers out into the light.
Mayor Vaughan, this is unexpected.
We do work in the same building, Chief Constable. And I've been thinking, as mayor, I should be overseeing your office more.
Is that so?
Steering the ship. Starting with one Miss Louise Cherry. I assume you read her latest article?
I don't read the Sentinel.
Don't play coy, Thomas. You've used your newspaper before to air your false allegations and conspiracy theories.
I don't know what you're talking about. Any information I've given Miss Cherry in the past is totally accurate.
Tell one of your constables to have her arrested for theft. Immediately.
Theft of what?
She claims to have read documents stolen from the Hydroelectric Commission.
Ridiculous.
She must be publicly discredited. She has impugned the good name of my friends at the Toronto Electric Company.
Oh, I know what this is about. I will not arrest a journalist for insulting your cronies.
That is a direct order.
Then take it up with the Board of Control. And while you're at it, you can explain to them how you want to use the constabulary to protect your nefarious mates.
You may have saved me from an attack. That doesn't mean your position is safe. I could have you gone in a minute. And don't you forget it.
So you suspect Mr. Verk?
I have to admit, I very much doubt that he would kill just to keep a bit of extra money coming his way each week.
I think whoever's behind the scheme would have much more to lose.
I agree. I've sent Watts down to the bank that handles all of the Toronto Electric Company's accounts to see if there are any withdrawals that match the amounts. But
It's a long shot. Kerr and Verk were both paid with cash. Could have been from a private account. Thanks, Sergeant.
Sir, this article that Louise Cherry has written about the Ontario Hydroelectric Commission.
She doesn't write a word about Kerr, but yes, she does speculate about corruption between the Ontario Hydroelectric Commission and the Toronto Electric Company.
Which could be the very reason why Mr. Kerr was killed. And now this article could make Louise Cherry the next victim.
It's from Mr. Tucker. You were right about the information regarding Grant's haberdashery. Petrucci admits it was a ruse.
Well, it's a good thing for Tucker he passed that test. I'll go look in on Louise Cherry.
Well, your article certainly did get results. Chief Constable Brackenreed said Mayor Vaughan was in his office howling for your blood.
Let him howl. What can he do?
Louise, have you been paying attention? That man is capable of anything.
Men like him should be afraid of the press. He can sometimes do what the courts can't. Who is it? I'm not answering until you identify yourself.
Hello, ladies.
Hold it right there!
Detective Murdoch! How'd you...
I came to warn you of danger, but I see it already arrived.
Who is he?
Mr. Tony Petrucci.
I wasn't going to hurt anyone. Just scare him a little.
I don't believe you, Mr. Petrucci.
That's your right, I suppose.
Can you tell me why the bullets from your gun are a match for the one that killed Mr. Kerr?
It's a common gun.
Well, that may be. But every gun barrel leaves unique markings on a bullet as it's fired. I'm going to test this gun, but I'm fairly certain it's going to tell me what I already know.
Then why bother?
Because it will tell me that you killed Mr. Kerr.
That gun could have been used to kill someone, but you can't prove that I fired it.
Why were you going after Louise Cherry?
Retrieved some paper she stole.
On whose orders?
I can't say.
even if it means the difference between prison or the noose.
What I will say is they took me out to lunch at the Langford Arms. It's a nice place. You been?
And did you tell them that you would carry out the killings?
I told them that I could make introductions. What they did with that was up to them. I keep my hands clean. That's what's put me on top.
Well, you're not on top at the moment, are you, Mr. Petrucci? And I'm going to make sure that you never are again.
What do you want?
Take this to the inspector. Tony Petrucci told me to get rid of this, so there might be something important inside. Put in a good word for me, would you?
Mr. Kerr's suitcase.
Yes, there are copies of the files I brought to Louise's office, but plenty of paperwork I've never seen before.
So Mr. Kerr had a crisis of conscience and didn't want to accept bribes anymore?
According to his fellow engineer, Mr. Verk, yes.
I haven't found anything definitively linking the Toronto Electric Company or any specific person working at that company to the bribery.
Well, and the bank records show no significant withdrawals from their accounts.
We could get a judge's order to examine the entire business, but that could take months.
Ah, look at this. The gang's all here. Miss Cherry, I've been told by the mayor to have you arrested. But don't worry. When I arrest you, it'll be for something you've actually done wrong.
We're just looking into some of the materials from the Verk hydro case.
Find anything? Company files always have a language all their own.
What's this? Receipt for lunch at the Langford Arms.
Excuse me? Langford Arms. That's where Mr. Petrucci told me he met with the men who hired him to kill Mr. Kerr. He didn't give me any names, of course.
Somebody charged the bill to an expense account and signed it Selby Drew.
Selby Drew? That's Mayor Vaughan's secretary. What's he doing mixed up in all this? Is he a partner with the Toronto Electric Company?
No, there's only Mr. Tate, Mr. Fry, and a third partner who wasn't at the substation opening. Richard Tauber.
Richard Tauber? That's the police officer Vaughn had killed last year.
Cheeky bastard. Right up with me.
Excellent work, Fry. What's the meaning of this?
Mr. Fry.
Yes, who are you?
Detective Murdoch, Toronto Constabulary.
This is a private meeting.
This time we've got you banked to rights, Vaughn.
Tired of this. Might be time for you to clear out your desk, Brackenreed.
Oh, no, sir. You are under arrest.
For what?
For commissioning the murder of Mr. Kerr, an engineer at the Hydroelectric Commission.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a secret partner at the Toronto Electric Company, aren't you? Under the name of Tauber.
You used the name of a man you killed, you arrogant git.
You were bribing Mr. Kerr to artificially inflate usage numbers at the Hydroelectric Commission, and that triggered a payment to the Toronto Electric Company, sending money straight into your pocket for usage.
When Kerr wanted to expose the whole deal, you had him killed.
Well, I'm leaving.
You're not going anywhere, Sunshine. Because I have a feeling you're involved in this up to your eyeballs.
This is ridiculous. Accusing the mayor and my company of paying $5,000 to kill a man? Well, I've never heard such rot.
No one said how much was paid to kill Mr. Kerr.
That's the first I've heard of that. I had nothing to do with Mr. Fry's plot, nor did I attend any meetings, clandestine or otherwise.
Mr. Fry?
Mayor Vaughn knew nothing about this.
Don't be scared of him. With your cooperation, you won't be able to hurt anyone else.
Mayor Vaughn knew nothing about this.
You heard the man. Stop browbeating him. He's admitted his malfeasance.
Mr. Fry, you are under arrest.
Well, Mr. Fry is going on the record regarding both the bribery and the hired killing of Mr. Kerr.
And Vaughn?
Mr. Fry claims that he acted alone, that Vaughn had no involvement in any of this.
You believe him?
Of course not.
Well, then charge him. If you can't get the head of the snake, settle for whatever part you can.
I consider it a badge of honor that Mayor Vaughn would try to have him fired.
I can see the headline now. Intrepid reporter battles hydro corruption.
It'll be snappier than that, but it's true, isn't it? And I can write about Mr. Kerr's bravery in coming forward, too.
And you must include that the Ontario Hydroelectric Commission was a victim of embezzling. Right, I'm off to see a man about a dog. Good evening, gentlemen and ladies.
Well, I was relieved to learn they had no knowledge of any wrongdoing. I think that making electricity a public entity is a good thing for the province.
How's your electricity enterprise going, Detective?
Oh, I've contacted my acquaintance, Thomas Edison, and I've requested one of his batteries so that I can properly store the energy I gather with my solar array.
You know Thomas Edison. What did he say?
He hasn't replied just yet.
Well, good night, all. I'm afraid I have briefs to read.
I'll go with you. I need to stop by the cobbler near your house.
Oh, the Spanish one just up the street from me? What a lovely man. I heard he was just married.
Ay, solo mi suerte.
We should leave. I told him 9 o'clock.
Right.
Tucker.
Detective Murdoch. I thought I was just meeting with the inspector.
I wanted to thank you myself. We wouldn't have a case if it wasn't for your inside information. That was brave.
Thank you. Does that mean I can come back?
You know that's impossible.
With Tony in jail, I'm not in danger anymore.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Besides, you can't rejoin the constabulary, especially after all we've done.
You should be in jail yourself for what you did.
What do I do now?
Get out of Toronto and start life anew. This time, make it an honest one.
Hello, friend. My auto has given up the ghost.
I could take a look.
I'd appreciate that. You mind if I warm myself up with it? Evening.
What are you doing here?
You didn't think you could just leave, did you?
That's exactly what I'm doing. And don't even think about going after my wife. She's gone too.
I've got a message from Tony.
I don't want to hear it.
That don't matter. Has to be delivered.
Please.
What are you staring at?
I'm looking for one of our hobo brothers. His name is Richmond Smithers. I don't know his moniker, just that Richmond's missing his left eye.
Don't go around staring at people while they sleep. Don't want to. If I help you, what's in it for me?
Get an inheritance?
Well, there's a hobo in camp named Trader. I wasn't at the farm today.
Really? Do you know where he was?
Didn't eat at chow. That's why I wasn't a ghost in his pocket.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Looks just walked off. That's the last I saw of him.
Where was he headed?
Down that way, on the old storehouse down there.
Single gunshot wound to the chest. He likely died.
Around what time he was killed?
No rigor has set in. The body is cold, but this is a cold place. Best guess would be earlier to provide a full report.
Thank you, Miss Hart.
Say nothing, Detective.
He made me cuff him.
I didn't do anything, and you're not gonna pin this on me. Uncuff me.
You have succeeded in confusing me.
Take me in so we can talk.
Take him in, Henry.
Yes, sir.
Apologies for the arrest rigmarole. I couldn't bear those hobos thinking I was a fly cop.
Fly cop. Oh, you were hired to find this man?
Yes, Richmond Smithers. But he was going by the name Trader. The man taking care of her estate hired a few investigators to seek him out in places where he might have traveled. I suppose I was the lucky one.
Inheritance be the reason he was killed?
I don't believe it was of much value, and he had no idea it was coming. I cannot. It's not how I expected the case to conclude, but my work seems to be at an end. I wish you luck. One other thing.
Yes?
One of Trader's companions said he was spooked this morning. That he found a ghost in his pocket.
Well, there wasn't anything in his pocket except for this.
I'm curious.
Perhaps this is his ghost?
Workmanship. How much do you want for it?
That's evidence, Mr. Oxley.
Not so much. My customers are mostly interested in ancient and international coins. We don't see many of these hobo coins. Hobo for hot meals, sometimes for money. I have a few here.
They deface perfectly good coins? Why not simply use them as currency?
It's an art form, I suppose. They like worth more than the nickel it's made from.
How much?
Well, these ones are all less than $1, but yours could be worth more.
Carve them exactly.
Oh, with nails, pocket knives, files.
Really? So, if they carve them in their hands with themselves?
All the time, I imagine.
All right. One last question. Are these ever referred ghosts?
Ghosts? No, sir. Can't say I've ever heard such a thing.
There's a certain romance to the hobo life.
Is that right?
Hard labor by day, a company of friends at night, a canopy of stars.
Julia Ogden preferred the canopy of a feather bed in a fine hotel.
Yes, well, the accommodations may not be ideal, but...
Soot, clothes, the cold.
Yes, but the freedom, the total freedom of living life on the rail. Planning nothing, answering to no one. See?
We could continue to live here and simply get rid of the phone. Detective Murdoch? Yes. Yes, all right. I'll be right there.
The body's just this way, sir, and the woman who found it here, but they scattered.
And who is the woman?
Gert Dotson, sir. She's a waitress at Arlo's place, a tavern.
Mrs.
Miss Dotson, Gert Dotson.
How did you come to find the victim?
I was coming back to the tavern from the bakery when I found him. Everyone knows the hobos come here.
Then why do they come here?
I feed them. Been thrown out from the tavern, plus leftovers from a few other places. I can't stand waste, not when some are going hungry.
Of course. This evening?
No. He must have come here and eaten and then run into whoever killed him.
So he didn't come inside your tavern earlier?
Right. So he has me leave the food out back. Really, I'm supposed to be at work right now, Detective.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Miss Dotson. Henry. A match for the one that killed our first victim.
What's that, sir?
Another ghost. Henry, this is the same symbol that we found his body.
What's it a symbol of?
I have no idea. Look.
Another one. Appears to be an arrow.
Perhaps someone here? Constables were searching all night. They found over a dozen of these symbols.
Do we know what they mean?
No. They seem to be a sequence of signs carved into fences, posts, leading from the railway camp to a tavern that serves people.
Directions to a meal or what have you, but only the hobos are aware.
Precisely. Some of the signs are newer and...
George led the victim to his death.
Well, sir, I found one similar to this at the first crime scene. It had been carved into a post just above the victim's body.
And lured to their deaths with whatever this is.
Both in possession of the same odd coin, and the bullets that killed them are... We have a sequential killer on our hands.
One who's targeting these men who ride the rails? What on earth for?
Easy.
But the killer used these symbols, known only to hobos.
Perhaps the killer's a hobo himself?
Yes, George. We need help. And I know just the person to ask. Thought I might find you here.
The office, but this is a warmer place to conduct business.
Of course.
Their code, where did you come across these?
At both murder scenes.
There's been a second killing?
Another hobo.
The arrow with the circle, well, it's obvious. Follow the arrow, and the circle with the line, that means turn left here. I see a sunset. I haven't come across it.
It was drawn above both victims.
Oh, then your killer is no interloper like myself. This man is very familiar with the patterns of stiffs.
Of what?
Stiff for hobo. Though I'm loath to admit it, your killer may be a hobo himself.
Oh. Your hobo name? What is it?
Oh, we say moniker in the life. Mine was Curly.
Hmm. And that's... No one has guessed yet that you're not a hobo?
Please. I played my part perfectly, detective.
So they likely still believe that you're one of them. May even think that Henry and I simply tossed you in jail.
I suppose. What are you getting at?
Go back to their camp, Watts. Live among the hobos, learn what you can.
Murdering hobos at a rapid pace, you wish for me to don the guise of one of his potential victims?
If you don't, more may die.
Copper anymore. I'm a private detective with a full caseload. I must refuse.
Watts, we are at a dead end here. For clues are these symbols and coins. If not you, then I'll be forced to send someone else in undercover, someone expertise.
Yes, and I wish him the best of luck.
I don't like this.
Do nothing, we could be allowing a killer to strike again.
One of my men in unnecessary danger.
Necessary danger. This killer must be stopped.
Oh my God. It looks like a lamb to the slaughter.
Pillow, George?
Yes, sir. I need my... Hobos don't travel with pillows. I'm sure some of them do.
I won't allow this. You'll be in too much danger.
He's right. Pillow aside, the knees of your trousers are unworn. Your boots look like they were shined this morning. There we go.
The hat was purchased 5 minutes ago.
Oh, and George, your hands, George, are smooth as a baby's.
All right.
Dead set against helping our investigation, Watts.
Now, I realized that someone else who you'd send in to pose as a hobo would likely be Henry or George. Some of the hobos from his arrest of yours truly, meaning George, would be sent alone into a world he is not equipped to know. Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Watts, I was not looking forward to it.
I'm not about to go in alone, George.
Good thinking. 2 will be safer than 1.
Ooh. Have you seen all these men?
No. 3 or 4 are new to me. These chaps are Watts. It's Curly. They may be in the company of a murderer. You slip up at the wrong moment, George. In fact, you need a...
Try calling me Slick.
Interesting choice.
I quite like it.
Of course you do. You're the one who chose it. Now, how we can ask our new compatriots what the symbol means without arousing suspicion. This one's easy enough. Means bread. Doesn't look much like bread. Oh, well, train your eye, man. This one means sit down, feed.
Boy, you don't draw too good.
Better with chalk.
Cops pinched you, Curly. Didn't think I would see you again.
They had nothing on me, so they couldn't. I'd never laid eyes on Trader until he was already dead, poor fellow.
Coppers don't need much of an excuse to put a man in jail.
Yeah, most of the ones. Because Slick here is new to life on the rails. I'm showing him the ropes, starting with this little lesson on the code.
So what, name yourself?
Yes?
It's wrong. You know, Swick. Scarecrow.
Scarecrow?
I'm Pasty. Scarecrow. This here's Hitch. And there's Mutt over this I'm going on. Now, this sign, you can sleep. This one here means get out fast.
Say, Scarecrow, I get out of this city soft. Too old to be getting started.
I'm sure plenty of chaps have picked up the hobo life at my age.
But then again, Gentleman Jones was as rich as they come. And he turned out to be a legend. I actually know a song about him.
Look at him, boys. We're gonna be here in 5 minutes.
Wait, do you fellows know the meaning of...
Where'd you see that?
Can't quite remember.
Some codes only pop up in little corners of the world. Might mean something to hobo riding down south. But in my 10 years of beating trains, never seen this one.
Look, I don't have time for this. Now, please be on your way. Follow you in for public drunkenness. Oh, now you're absolutely being arrested. Come here.
Oh, God. Give it a rest, Pasty. We're tired. We just want to eat. Boss gets dinner together. I promise you'll love this one, boys. I promise you.
Crumb boss means the camp cook.
Yes, I guessed as much.
There was a noble hobo Toronto born.
He's in combat.
He's no Caruso, but the tune's not bad.
He's still a suspect. He didn't know where Trader went up, so he did it himself.
His faithful kid, broken-hearted, set off for the gents' home to be closer and to be with Gentleman Jones. Huh?
You weren't listening to me at all, were you?
So I'm looking at his hands. Look at his scars. Those are the kind of cuts a hobo could get from carving coins.
Does he put those ghost coins in the pockets of our victims? That could be.
Another dead man, another coin.
Yes, sir. Opened his own small concern about 2 years ago, mostly worked in the West End of Toronto.
So is it the same killer?
Well, sir, the other 2 bullets recovered from the 2 deceased hobos.
Why would our killer switch from hobos to carpenters?
There has to be some connection. Henry, were you able to track down Mr. Murphy's employees?
I was. They said Mr. Murphy went into his apron for a ruler, came out with that coin.
Went pale, as if he'd seen a ghost.
Bloody hell.
We liked your song, Pasty.
The other stiffs are tone deaf.
Couldn't help seeing your hands, Pasty. Make it hard to play?
No.
They look nasty. How'd you get them? You have hobo coins.
I don't just...
Scarecrow was first attracted to the life of a hobo as a collector of those.
So have yours, Scarecrow?
You got one prize, Pete.
Where'd you get this?
Just picked it up.
No one drops a thing. I need it.
Well, Scarecrow's quite attached to it.
Okay, how about a trade? Talking about?
The sunset?
It's no sunset. It's a tombstone. It means there's a long, quiet sleep to...
Why didn't you tell us about that before?
One of the others told me after you left. Hitch, one of them. They use it all the time down in Nebraska.
Nebraska?
Well, thank you for that.
Thank you?
I didn't agree to any trade.
Pasty, you know there was no trade, don't you?
gracious. Why do you think he wanted that coin so bad?
Because he made it perhaps...
Why?
Nebraska is where Trader, the first victim, grew up. Whoever knew that sign was from Nebraska and taught it to Pasty has a...
Just learned it from someone else.
What?
Maybe he's lying to us. Maybe he knew what that meant all along.
What?
He's clearly got a bit of a temper. And a ugly way.
Was Pasty or one of the other hobos who knew that symbol? That person could be our killer.
Mars.
Mr. Murphy worked as a carpenter here in Toronto for the past 10 years, but before that, traveled the land as a hobo.
So there's your connection. Why did he decide to settle down?
Mr. Murphy didn't write that far, but he did at the back of the book.
The death of Gentleman Jones.
A hero in the hobo community. Wallace Jones was his real... Turned his back on the family fortune in favor of a life on the rails.
Now that's romantic, William.
Fell to it 10 years ago.
Must you spoil everything?
Well, I'm sorry, but it's the truth, Julia.
So you say 10 years ago?
Yes.
Around the same time that Gentleman Jones met his end.
Perhaps he knew them. Read of Mr. Jones' accident in the newspaper. In any case, he decided on a more secure life.
Oh! When she starts to walk, I don't know what we're going to do.
There's always the tether.
We are not putting our child on...
Oh. This photograph of Jones, and look at this coin. That's him.
Which might make him our killer.
We should talk to the other men about Pasty in the morning. Find out everything we can.
Be more vigilant than ever.
We'll sleep in shifts.
Agreed.
I can't doze off out here anyway. Hey! Hey! Get off me! What?
Disarm me and unplug me! Get off me! Hobo killers!
Wait a minute, he's still got the gun!
And we still have to get him!
Well,
The wrong car of our first train.
well, Hitch has to be our killer. The bullets from the victims will match that gun of
Car until the train stops. Maybe waiting for us with his gun.
What? We're not alone.
Pasty, my friend and I came here to help you. You're in danger. We all are.
Who's to say you two aren't the one killing our kind, huh? We're here to find the killers.
I've known Hitch 5 years. Never known him to kill anybody.
No hobo around here has ever seen you two.
Carried a gun? Perhaps the same kind of gun used to murder your friends.
No. So what do you want to do now? Throw us off the train?
Suggestions, George, please.
The bulls are coming. Bulls? What, like the animals?
No, George.
This all could have been his. Gentleman Jones was the eldest brother, you know.
No, thank you. You don't...
No, he preferred to leave his old name behind. He only came through Toronto a few times after first leaving. He loved the wandering. I still miss him.
Does this symbol mean anything to you?
It looks like a...
No matter. Mr. Jones, did your brother have any secrets? Hiding anything?
No. Gentleman Jones was an open book. Although not everyone believes that his... Well, it's hard to believe that he simply fell off a train after 20 years of life on the rails. The paper wanted to.
But his hobo friends didn't?
No. Well, one in particular. at least. He told me that my brother had been murdered.
He had a partner.
My brother told me about him. Called him the most places together, that he was never lonely.
So this partner wasn't with him when he died?
No, he wrote to me. Parted ways for a couple of weeks, and that's when my brother was killed.
Oh. Motivated someone to murder him?
Well, there was a rumor that he traveled with cash still. And the kid told me that the coat had been slit open when the body was found.
But you didn't see the body?
He's buried in the family plot. I had him brought up from Nebraska in a fresh suit.
Did this the murder?
The way the kid put it, they came up to him while he was sleeping on the train, and coat open, and when they couldn't find anything, they threw him off like he was nothing.
Did he happen to say who?
Said that there were 4 men that did it, that he didn't know their names, but when he did, he'd do the right thing.
Meaning?
Has anyone been killed, Detective?
I'm sorry to say that they have, yes. 3 men.
It's a terrible thing. It's the last thing my brother would have wanted.
Stealing a ride in broad daylight.
Put the foot splitters down! Let's have a fair fight!
Now, why would we want a fair fight?
Now, listen.
Listen!
What? We've got to get up to Hitch's car.
Going too fast to jump.
Scarecrow. Gentlemen, are we?
Anyone who will deck a railway will his friend as far as I'm concerned.
3 dead men. If what Owen Jones says is correct, 4 men participated in the murder. There's still potentially 1 victim out there.
And if he is correct, each of these victims could be a murderer himself.
Yes, well, to the point at this time. We need to stop whoever's doing this.
This hobo partner that Gentleman Jones had, you think he's our killer?
By the kid, but there's no saying he still does now.
Well, 10 years is long enough to be a kid no longer, Murdoch. We need to tell Crabtree.
Discovered something to help us solve this case before there's a 4th victim.
What? Are you all right?
All right.
You try to surprise Hitch?
Either he suspects we hopped the train and is lying in wait, or he'll be so startled he'll start shooting. Surprise is a bad idea.
Hitch! Don't make things worse for yourself. We mean you no harm. Don't shoot us. We just want to talk. And don't shoot us. Hitch? Hitch? My God, he's dead. Sleepy Joe got on the train car together.
And yet Sleepy Joe was nowhere to be seen when we found the body.
You suspect he's the killer?
He killed Hitch, a coin on him, and escaped while we were fighting off the railroad bulls. George and I thought we were chasing the killer, but we were chasing the victim.
So, Sleepy Joe and the kid, the no partner, could be one and the same. If the kid grew up, as it were, to become Sleepy Joe.
And by now, Sleepy Joe could be halfway to Florida on a train.
A noble hobo.
He was referred to as such in the article about his death.
Noble hobo.
Made quite a muddle of this, Detective. I'm not sure the constabulary made a very good choice in their selection of a private detective.
None. Or time. When Sleepy Joe saw you with that coin, he knew that we were closing in. He needed to finish his killer's...
The song.
What?
Pasty's song. That was about a noble hobo, Toronto born. Weren't you listening?
I was doing
I can remember some of the words. It went something like, it had no feather bed, just a blanket made of stars. And it could be about Jones. His faithful kid, broken-hearted, went off to the something, evermore, and that's the something.
Oh my goodness, George. That's about the killing of Gentleman Jones.
It's just a song.
No. George, the gent's brother had his body transported back here to Toronto for burial, which means...
I wanted to be close to his grave. He wouldn't hitch out of town even with his task finished.
He'd have stayed in Toronto.
When did Gentleman Jones die? Our man may have lived here ever since, possibly not riding the rails much at all.
Well, perhaps he's been living on the streets. Or has re-entered society.
So with a strong connection to the hobo world.
How do you figure?
Otherwise, how would he know his intended victims were in Toronto? Aside from the carpenter, they were all just...
Our killer, Sleepy Joe, could still be here in Toronto, which means we have the opportunity to capture him.
How on earth will we find him?
We draw him out. He wants
revenge. If we can get word out that the kid's vengeance is incomplete, we can trap him.
Yes.
Pasty.
If it's about anything but a feather bed or a hot drink, I'm too tired to be interested.
Delicious. Where's the wine?
We need you to be alert for this, Mr.
Alert to justice. For that, we'll need you.
I don't help coppers.
Letting people know that they can't simply kill you with impunity.
We just want him the shooting and is laid up in a clinic.
Hitch is alive?
What? Oh, no. Sorry, Pasty. Hitch.
We're asking you to spread a falsehood.
No visitors at the clinic allowed, you'll say, but if anyone wants to smuggle Hitch a bottle of hoop, code signs leading from camp to the door of the clinic.
Where's the angle?
Then
the killer will come back to finish the job, and we'll be waiting. Free doctor.
Note that.
Right, face goes on the other side.
What? Well, you passed it to me upside down. I hope this works.
It's our only chance. We should be smiling.
Oh, for Pete. No, I suppose not. Good enough?
Good enough.
Sir, do you think... Mistaken, George, those clinking sounds were offerings of alcohol from other members of the hobo community. Word has gotten out. Grab him, George!
Oh, my goodness. Oh, gracious,
Dodson, what are you doing here?
I should ask you what you think you're doing. Manhandling me like that. And you! Wearing Hitch's hat like some sort of ghoul. You ought to...
Detective's question, Miss Dodson. What brings you here?
Well, I was bringing some food to the men, and they said Hitch was laid up here, so I simply wanted to give him my best.
That's still edible.
Miss Dodson, your hands.
Tavern waitress, Miss Dodson.
Or carving hobo coins.
Back away. Not you. Come on. Back up. Keep that gun pressed right in your spine.
You're Sleepy Joe, aren't you? Oh, good. Oh, God! You followed Hitch and you killed him. Shut up.
Mr. Constable, he had nothing to do with your partner's death.
My husband. We might not have been married in a church,
But Gentleman Jones was my... And I know he wouldn't want me looking for revenge, so I did my best all these years to forget what those men did to him.
Yes, and stop this.
I did what he'd want for years. I stayed close to his grave so he'd never get lonely. And I fed every hobo that ever came. Back up! You two keep still. They killed him for nothing, you know? Those men... And then they had the gall to come into my town, into his town. It was too much.
You all right, George?
Yes.
Prison! Help me! Help me!
Have a warm place to sleep for the next while. Does the owner keep this? I don't even think he likes me very much. Though I surely pay my table's rent in coffee and sandwiches.
Nice though, was. Not to be tied to the station house every day.
Has your flirtation with hobo life caused you to continue? No. I prefer to sleep under my own roof with Effie, but it must feel good to have that sense of freedom. What feels good is this. How so? George, my doubts, my travels, and my heart these past years. It feels full to be right here. In the diner? In Toronto. With you. And a place that I can call home.
Oh, I long to travel again. Do you think we ever will?
I do.
Well, I didn't mean at this very moment.
Meantime...
Oh, my. Is that us?
It certainly is. It's a tiny Ogden and Susanna and a tiny me.
You're very tall.
It's all I could find. Our days of exploring, Julia, they've just been delayed.
Mrs. Hart.
I must say, it is strange being back in this place.
I can imagine. Are you all right?
Still rather sore. Just lucky the bullet didn't do any more.
Mind.
I've been through worse.
You're a strong woman, but if you should ever need a shoulder, you know you can call on me. There's someone here who wants to see you.
Sounds like trouble.
No trouble. An old friend.
Violet Hart.
Mr. Buchanan. I haven't seen you since Niagara.
I should get to see you again, Isaiah.
It's bright.
What are you doing here?
I'm moving to Toronto to better me.
Huh? Was that so? I didn't think it easy for a color man to enroll.
Ever hear of Mr. Delos Davis?
Man is named King's Counsel.
Family friend. He's gonna pull some strings for me.
You're going to be a lawyer. I'm impressed.
Then I'm doing something right already. Shall we sit?
I was best get going.
Oh, then allow me to escort you.
Where?
Wherever you want. Say, I hope I'm not too forward walking you home. Your husband won't mind?
Help! Somebody, please!
Come on. He's dead.
Lord have mercy. If we'd only been by earlier.
He's been dead for a while. Can't say exactly how long.
Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm.
Stand back.
Sir, I'm a coroner, City of Toronto.
That may be my men.
I have some preliminary findings.
We take care of our own.
Do you think she knew him?
Let's go find out.
Did you know him?
Yes. His name was John Walsh. He used to drink in the pub where I clear tables. All the military.
Passing?
Suppose so.
You fancied him, didn't you?
I know it sounds mad. Nothing but a barmaid.
How did you happen across his body?
I was on my way home after work and I saw some... I don't know what possessed me to go and see what it was.
I'm very sorry, Miss...
Drew. Maggie Drew.
Fights at the pub?
No. Why?
I noticed some injuries on the body. They aren't consistent with...
From last night, he was fine.
Did you see him leave?
Yes. Around midnight.
Where to?
I'm sorry, I have to go.
What happened?
We were first on the scene. His body was in the water for a while.
So it's a military case?
Does it matter? Extensive wounds on his hands.
They have their own investigators. This case is not within our jurisdiction. As a military, I can guarantee they will conduct a full investigation.
Doctor!
Oh, George, I'm sorry. Am I in your way?
Not at all. Well, yes, but I assume with good reason.
With a research study.
What kind of study?
Actually, it's one that you could partake in. We need participants. Dr. Benet outlined this challenge as a part of their study into the capacity of the human mind.
Capacity for what?
Intelligence.
Oh, test.
I don't believe the true scope of one's intelligence can be measured with a written test. Not with...
It's just a series of simple empirical questions resulting in a score, an intelligence quotient.
Quotient? I like quotient, and I would like to compare it to the quotient of others.
William scored very poorly.
I have not taken...
Sir? Doctor? Church?
Oh, Henry, would you like to have your intelligence measured?
What for? So that you know how smart you are.
Study. You fill this out and you get a score.
I wouldn't put much stock in it, Henry. I suspect those who do are somewhat intellectually challenged.
Can I do it while I'm at work?
I won't see.
Sure. You need 3 pints of water. How do you measure 3 pints using only a 5-pint? What do I want 3 pints of water for?
As we stop here, I want to take you for lunch.
Hardly in the mood.
Why's that?
I don't take kindly to people saying nothing of ignoring my professional assessment of a case.
Shame about that. But, you know, you have to let your mind off it.
I'm not letting it go.
Do you have a choice?
No. We have to get to the bottom of this like we did in that.
Well, this isn't what I had in mind for our first rendezvous after all this time, but, I suppose...
Let's find out what happened to John Walsh. Miss Drew, how are you feeling?
This morning I put my shoes on the wrong feet. And for a long time I couldn't figure out what the matter was.
Longer sometimes.
John left the pub around midnight the night before last. Do you have any idea where he went?
And David Symington.
Do you know where we could find him?
He's a recruit at Fort York, though I doubt you'd find admittance there. There's something else. Last night, after we found John, I stopped, and David was in here with his fiancée. He was shattered, crying into his pint.
Must have heard what happened.
But then I heard him say, "What have I done?"
What have I done? Are you certain?
Yes.
Did he say anything?
He was overcome. He didn't mention another word about it.
What is his fiance's name?
Ellen Kirby.
Her.
She lives over in Parliament Street.
Thank you, Miss Drew.
exactly are you people?
Oh, hello. I am the coroner for the city of Fort York when John Walsh's body was pulled from the water.
Oh, dear. I barely knew John.
We were told you were a friend and
my fiance.
We heard David was upset in the pub last night.
Of course he was. He just found out.
I heard saying, "What have I done?" What had he done?
It was personal. It's complicated.
Is it true that David had met John the night before last?
David had nothing to do with John Walsh's death.
I didn't.
Leave. Good luck to you.
She sure changed her tune quite fast. You think she want to help?
She may not even know the truth. Just wish I had.
You know, maybe we can find a way for you to take a look.
What did you have in mind?
Walk into that military base and try to find the...
You think they'll just let us waltz right up to him?
Oh, who's gonna stop us? The army? Fortune favors the bold.
And bold you are. What exactly do you intend to do?
Follow my lead. Special Operative Buchanan at the request of Colonel. By the way, recruit, stand down.
I can't let
the
you...
Colonel's waiting for us.
And what happens if he calls the Colonel?
I sure hope we'll be long.
I'm sorry.
Of your time. I'm Violet Hart, the coroner for the Toronto morgue. We were first on the scene when John Walsh's body was found. We believe we have some information.
And what may that be?
Have you determined a cause of death?
I thought you were here to give me information, not seek it. Boy, obviously,
sir,
you are a mere city coroner. You don't have half the experience that I do. My post-mortem is conclusive. Hey, his belongings are being held for his brother. Leave them be.
I apologize.
Did you consider the injuries on his head and his hands?
It had been in the water for some time. Did you consider that it may have knocked against rocks and boats and all manner of things?
May I see the body?
Certainly not.
If, as you suggest, that the injuries were made part of the wounds could help us come to a conclusion.
My postmortem was conclusive. Accidental drowning. Now I suggest the two of you.
I got a call from Colonel Michaels. What were you doing at the military?
Speaking with the doctor who performed the postmortem.
Was I talking to myself when I told you to stay away from this?
I don't believe the doctor's conclusions. Those would hardly be caused by floating in the water.
How do you know these injuries contributed to the death?
We had a witness that said he was uninjured shortly.
It's done. Let the military do their job. Consider that an order.
We'll see about that.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Isaiah Buchanan.
Detective Murdoch. Why don't I'd like to hear more about this case.
The Army is insisting that this is an unfortunate accident.
And you don't trust the military to conduct their own proper investigation?
I felt wounds on his hands. They were anything but accidental.
Oh. Any other leads?
His friend, David Symington.
Yes, we're heard saying, "What have I done?"
We also found John's belongings at the Army morgue. He had a curious notebook, like a journal, strange markings.
You saw this yourself?
Briefly.
Where is that now?
The doctor said his brother's...
Now, he works at the hardware store on Duke Street.
Duke Street. I could go. You've already met the inspector.
Twice, actually.
All the more reason.
I was hoping he'd work in the store with me, but he insisted on the milk.
With your brother recently?
Oh. I mean, a few days ago, he was upset that he'd been reprimanded.
Reprimanded for what? Do you know who?
Didn't say. Just that it wasn't his fault and his commanding officer had it out for him. No. My brother wasn't exactly a model soldier. Really respect their rules or their chain of command.
So why stay?
Well, he was studying engineering. I mean, that's the mark as a military engineer.
Do you know what your brother was doing on the night that he died?
No. Something to him?
The military has stated that it was an accidental drowning.
That's nonsense. I mean, he could swim from...
Perhaps his journal could shed some light on his final days and hours. It was listed amongst his personal effects.
Well, I hope the same, but good luck making any sense of it.
What do you mean?
Oh. See, John liked to make lists of, well, everything. I mean, things that he saw, things that he liked. He was always that way, just particular and obsessive.
1153 locked. 1156 shaved lint from you.
Everything's either abbreviated or in code.
May I borrow this?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, I was John.
I understand he was recently reprimanded for an altercation with a fellow recruit.
The last in a long line of such incidents. John.
Why was that?
The young man had eccentricities.
Such as?
Well, in this last case, repeatedly locking a door.
Someone was unlocking it.
No. It was a compulsion, I guess you'd say. John's nature.
I see. And this behavior caused more than one such incident?
Oh, yes. But if you're here because you think one of them killed him, I can disabuse you of that notion. His eccentricities were disliked, but...
Nevertheless, I don't believe his death to have been an accident.
Detective.
The coroner for the city of Toronto observed injuries. His brother stated that he was a very strong swimmer. Something just doesn't add up here. Wouldn't you like to learn the truth, Colonel?
Yes. His family. The young man committed suicide.
Suicide? You told his brother that his death...
kept from the family. It will not be on his military record. I trust this concludes your interest in the matter. Good day.
Constables, how do you feel you did?
I have to say, Doctor, I tend to agree with the detective. I'm not entirely convinced of the test's merits.
For participants, your answers could help to improve the questions.
Well, it seems to me some of the questions have little to do with intelligence at all. For example, this one said, what kind of a question is that?
That one was easy. You just picked the prettier one.
Well, it's most certainly not a test of knowledge. Method to Mr. Benet's madness. Are you ready to hand them in?
What's all this then?
A test to measure...
And, Inspector, we're looking for volunteers.
Why would you want to measure your intelligence, Higgins? Won't exactly be a boost of confidence.
Better than he would.
What was that? What?
Eh?
Higgins thinks he's done quite well, sir.
You two think you're clever, don't you? I tell you what, the weekend off.
And if you beat us?
You mean when? When I beat you, you go back to work and you stop all this fannying around.
Good luck, Inspector.
Good evening.
The entire weekend off, huh? Doctor, maybe I'll...
Actually, I might make a couple of adjustments myself.
According to the Colonel.
But the injuries?
Perhaps the military doctor's assessment that they were inflicted post-mortem.
Blows to his head.
He could have jumped off a bridge. We don't know. We have found nothing that explicitly discounts the would answer some of our questions.
I don't believe it. No one we talked to said anything about him wanting to kill himself.
Apparently he'd been struggling in the military. Perhaps...
What about David Symington? What did he mean when he said, "What have I done?" How does that fit with their suicide theory?
Suspected suicide and felt that he in some way contributed to John Walsh's melancholy.
Or he's a killer. The pub's just up here.
What was that?
Stop! Toronto Constabulary!
He's been...
One call for an ambulance.
Sir, are you all right?
Who did this to you?
You need to get him to a hospital.
Telephone for an ambulance.
Miss Drew, do you know this man?
I do. That's David Symington.
I lost the attacker.
Did you get a look at him?
He was holding something. Could have been a weapon.
We're just on our way to speak with him. This must have something to do with the murder.
If that was the case, it's very much more likely that he knows something.
Ah, Dr. Ogden, the very person. My intelligence test.
How did you fare?
Piece of cake.
I wasn't sure about that one myself, actually. But we mustn't take it too seriously. It's just a bit of fun.
A bit of fun.
I I'm afraid I haven't had time to review their tests yet.
Sure, you had a glance.
Inspector New. Good day.
Good day.
Last night, a young recruit was attacked and brutally beaten in the alley. He was a friend of John Walsh, the other recruit whose body was pulled from the water. I suspect these two events are related.
I was in this too.
Sir, the military's account of the events doesn't add up.
So who's the lad that was beaten up?
He was witnessed saying, "What have I done?" after John Walsh's body was found.
A suspect then?
Possibly.
Someone tried to kill him to keep him quiet?
That would be my guess.
Nevertheless, Murdoch, leave the case alone.
Begging your pardon, sir, but the military is not exempt from justice. One young man is already dead. Another one may soon be. Who's next? Detective Murdoch of the Toronto Constabulary.
I'm David's fiance, Ellen Kirby.
How is he?
They say he'll likely live.
Has he said anything yet?
He hasn't woken up.
Do you have any idea who could have done this?
Maybe it's because he went to meet with John that night.
John Walsh? He met...
No, they were meant to, but John never showed up.
I'm very sorry, Miss...
This is a private room. I don't want you bothering me and my fiance while he's in this state.
Miss Hart is likely the reason that Mr. Symington is still alive. It was at her insistence that we continued to pursue this case, and very lost Mr. Symington before he was beaten to death.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Military can't possibly call this an...
I think not.
What now?
Mr. Symington was to meet with John Walsh the night. What were those two meeting about?
Possibly. I've read about this disorder.
Apparently, these rituals made him unpopular with the fellow recruits. I don't understand habits and routines.
Yes, William, but this is different. Escarol studied individuals who used rituals to control their anxiety. They can't function in the world.
He mentions D a number of times on the day that he died.
David Symington? It's simple enough.
He was to meet with him that night. Ellen Kirby says that they never met.
The entry about D mean?
R-U-N-C-O-R.
Runcor.
Or at least not one I can crack.
Run C-O-R?
Perhaps. Then who is C-O-R?
A person? Someone he was running from?
Detective Murdoch? Yes, sir. I see. All right, I'll be right there. Apparently, the military has made an arrest in the assault on David Symington.
Ooh. Good luck.
Ah, Murdoch. I asked Colonel Michael.
I'm relieved this nasty business is over.
Oh, have you made an arrest? And his motive?
He blames Symington for his brother's death. Witnesses said he threatened him last night.
Tragedy. It's unfortunate, but we cannot allow an undisciplined thug to debase the uniform and destroy a promising military career.
Symington was assaulted with a weapon. Have you recovered that?
Found the wrench used in the assault in Robert Walsh's store. I understand that you were there in the immediate aftermath of the altercation. Inspector inspired, and you were unable to apprehend the attacker.
I didn't quite put it that way.
The assailant fled because...
You did. I'm sure you will do what's necessary to find justice.
No, you won't. We will. Detective Murdoch will take over from here. John Walsh was found on your grounds. David Symington may be a military recruit, but he was assaulted in my ward. That means this is our case. Walsh to my cells and provide me with any evidence that you have against him. We followed your rules, Colonel. Now you follow ours.
Robert Walsh is now in our cells.
This is the evidence in the case?
Correct. But it looks... Numerous witnesses in the pub saw Walsh threaten Symington just before the attack.
I take it this is the weapon?
Found.
That's what the attacker was using last night?
That's what they say.
I saw that man running off, and I could have sworn whatever he had in his hand was longer than that.
How do you mean?
I saw Symington right after the attack happened. He had at least 3 distinct wounds to his... The injuries weren't caused by something with a sharp edge like that. It would have been a blunt implement.
So they Robert Walsh's threat as a scapegoat. Someone is trying to cover up what happened to John Walsh.
The Colonel, if he's behind this, he won't be a Colonel for much longer.
The Colonel has provided you at the pub the night that Mr. Symington was assaulted. You were thrown out.
He killed my brother. Then he knows something about it.
A spanner with blood on it was found in your store.
Already there, or they put it on when they found it. All I know is I never hit anyone with anything.
All right. Where do
I went down to the spot where John was found. Just say goodbye.
Did anyone see you?
I was late.
I wish I could help. You could be facing charges.
Joe.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I was...
But what did you say?
It's nothing. It's Irish.
R-U-N-C-O-R.
Runcorn certainly doesn't sound Irish.
Oh, wait. There's a possibility that it is Irish, or at least in R-U-N. Rune, which means secret.
Secret? Runcorn. Something he was going to tell David? Could it be about the fiancé?
Ellen Kirby? Possibly. But letter E, E for Ellen. There's a number of references to D and E.
Oh, here's Core a few days earlier. C-A-I-D. That sounds Irish.
Cade. Kide. Kydrov. Kydrov. It means affair. John Walsh knew something that led to this tragedy. A secret.
That's a wild assumption.
I don't believe it to be an assumption. Mr. Walsh kept detailed notes in his journal. The Irish word for affair is kydrov.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were having an affair, weren't you? This affair, and that's why he wanted to meet with his friend David, in order to tell him the truth.
It's true. David went to meet John. He was hurt. They fought, and
Why would they fight? That his friend John wanted to tell him the truth.
because the affair was with John.
That...
What do you mean?
Run, or in this case, rune, means secret, and core, I believe, is the corneal. Colonel. Colonel Michaels killed John to prevent him from telling anyone with you.
Yes. Yes, it's true. It's all true.
My only question is, how did the Colonel know where John would be that night?
David asked me what it could have been about, what John wanted to tell him. The Colonel Michaels demanded David tell him where he was meeting John and ordered him to stay away.
And when David learned what had happened for sending John to his death,
He lamented what he'd done, but he hadn't done a thing.
Colonel Michaels.
You again. Haven't we had this conversation already?
You're
what? On what grounds?
Miss Kirby has confessed to your affair and to the events leading up to the murder. Your lawyer can request a copy of her statement.
I admit to nothing.
You do have the right to silence. This into evidence. Thank you. Constables.
He's all yours.
Thank you. I'll need to take some photographs. The handle is a perfect match for David Symington's wounds.
Has he woken up?
No, but they believe his account we can lay charges against Colonel Michaels.
And what of John Walsh?
I believe he was struck with the shaft, not the handle.
Meaning?
In fact, I'm skeptical this is the weapon that was used. Take a look at his hands.
Yeah, messy.
Several and wooden splinters in his palms.
Small and circular. Strange.
So he was hit with something, but not this stick.
That was...
Might be this. Found it near the place we found the body.
Oh. So you decided to just continue investigating?
I asked him to, Inspector.
Oh, you're doing our job for us now, are you, Miss Hart? Well, good work.
Thank you, sir.
What do you think, Murdoch?
Well, sir, judging by this, what we've been looking for.
Anything else?
There are finger marks. But I don't believe them to be a match for the Colonel's.
So he didn't do it?
There's only one other person who could have done this. Ellen Kirby killed John Walsh herself. The performance you put on, Miss Kirby, we almost believed your story. But your finger marks were found. John Walsh was a decent young man. He didn't deserve what you did to him. Neither did your fiancé.
I'm not saying anything without my lawyer. You do realize my father is Jed Kirby? His name means something in this town.
And now, Miss Kirby, so does yours. You to death. You're a disgrace to your uniform.
I had to protect her. It was for love. I know we loved one another.
Mr. Symington has just regained consciousness. Lucky for you, assault and better sentence.
Lucky. I'll be discharged. And Helen.
Be hanged.
All this for what? John Walsh was a noble military.
Not under your command. Without it, your brother's legacy would have been very different.
And without you, Detective.
Oh, you can give all of your thanks. Your determination is the only reason any of this was uncovered.
Well, thank you, Miss Hart.
I'm accompanying him to his brother's ceremony.
John's being honored with a full military funeral.
They say that grief...
Well done.
So, I have everyone's results.
Right, so, here we all are. How did we do?
Managed to edge out George.
Oh, you all right, me old mucker? Wisdom comes with experience, as they say.
No surprise there, sir. Well done.
Any answers right?
Yes, in fact, Henry scored the best of everyone.
What?
Him? Really?
You sure about that?
Quite.
Don't know what to say. I guess I'll be taking the weekend off, sir. Deal's a deal.
Fine. Crabtree, rip up this week's sketch stables for the rest of the month.
Sir.
And next month.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Henry. I didn't realize this silly...
It's all right. I still get to make fun of George for being daft.
Except I'm not the one on stable duty.
Wrong on purpose, didn't you?
Higgins, I don't know how smart I am, but only a nitwit would beat his boss on an intelligence test.
Thought you intended to make yourself scarce.
This place is hard to stay away from.
The drinks? No. My captivating company.
All of those things, Mrs. Bright.
You're a terrible liar, Miss Hart. At least on this matter.
Glad you stuck with it?
Glad you challenged me to do so.
I must say, it's investigation. Nothing quite like the feeling of cracking a case.
You have more important things to tend to.
Is that too forward, given...
I'm not sure. Better try it again.
Oh, so you decided to take the intelligence test after all.
Well.
I thought you declared it ineffective.
Why not?
You just want to know that you're smarter than everyone else, don't you?
Although that part should be self-evident.
William Murdoch, I've never known you to be so vain.
I am not. To know how my results compared to yours.
Oh, did you now? Well, let's have a look, shall we? Oh, that's wrong. Number 2. Oh, that's wrong too. Look.
What?
So many wrong. Oh, there's another wrong one. No, no.
You are lying to me.
I confiscated some pills from a charlatan who claimed they provide protection against the cyanogen from the comet's tail.
Will we pass through the comet's tail tomorrow night?
Yes, but the gas will be way too diffuse to have any effect. He was just preying on weak minds.
I'll take care of this, Constable. So this offended you as a citizen?
It offended me as a rational human being.
No, I appreciate your rationality, sir. I'll let you off with it this time, but no more confiscating pills.
People just need to see that Halley's Comet is this big snowball that's circling around the sun, and this is our once-in-a-lifetime privilege to be able to see it.
Well, it is going to be a wonderful sight. You seem to know a lot about it.
Space is an interest of mine. I'm a scientist.
Oh, so's my father. What field?
Engineering mostly, but I'm also a rocket man.
Rocket man?
Yeah, low Earth orbit mostly, circling the Earth every 92 minutes. It's lonely out in space.
What did I tell you? People are going mad already.
So long, world! So long! We're all gonna die! It's lovely, isn't it?
It is. I just wish people weren't so...
Stupid?
Well, that's one word. Look, I have to check on a break-in that was reported earlier on Tate Street.
Suppose I'll see you at home.
You will.
Good night, Constable.
It's the end of the world!
Sir, please let go of me!
You have to believe me!
Sir!
It's the end.
Sir!
The end.
He just rushed up and grabbed me, sir. Nearly scared me to death. He was going on about the end of the world. I just assumed it was another chap gone loony from the comet.
Any witnesses?
Not to his stabbing, sir, but somebody remembered seeing him near King and Sumac.
Appears to have been stabbed at least 4 times.
Sir, have a look at his knees.
Yes, he was definitely kneeling in something.
Humber Station to Don Station, 8:15 p.m.
Humber Station is just north of Bolton on the CP line.
So if he left at 8:15...
He'd have arrived at Don Station shortly after 9.
And he was killed when?
Roughly 11:30.
So he knocked around for a couple of hours. Perhaps he's from here. Do we have a name?
No name, no witnesses, no motive. I've asked Henry to pass his photograph around the area.
If you ask me, it's all this comet madness. The whole city's gone crackers. Thank God it only happens once every 76 years.
Sirs, look at this.
What is it, George?
It's not pertaining to the case directly, sir.
Mr. Crabtree, your skills as a creative and original thinker make you an ideal asset for a project of great importance for the future of humanity. Please attend our presentation. Convene outside the Elmwood Arms Hotel at noon. Today?
Not bloody likely.
But, sir, it's regarding the future of humanity.
An original thinker. That's a kind way of putting it.
You don't know who sent this?
No, sir.
Well, George, we do have a case to solve.
Well, I know, but...
Good morning, all. Look, William, this came in the mail.
No, that's just like mine.
Oh, so it is. How curious.
Dr. Ogden, your skills in the fields of medicine and psychology make you an ideal asset for a project of great importance for the future of humanity.
They want us to convene at noon.
You're going, then?
Of course we are. We wouldn't want the future of humanity to be imperiled by our absence.
I thought exactly, Doctor.
Oh, look at the time. We should run.
Thank you, sir.
Bloody hell, Murdoch. You're a soft touch.
Well, this is quite the gathering.
I recognize a few people.
As do I. In the university, mostly.
George Crabtree.
Miss Struthers, are you also considered indispensable to the future of humanity?
I'm needed for my innovative approach to applied mathematics.
Ah, indeed. Dr. Ogden, this is Melody Struthers.
Do you know what this is all about?
Not the foggiest. And if anyone else does, they're not sane.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you know this chap?
That's Mason Bartman, the philanthropist.
What's all this, then?
The victim had been kneeling in some kind of solution. If I can determine what it is, it could inform our search.
Hence the apparatus.
The apparatus, yes. Yes. Pure water is conductive, but salt water is more so.
Bloody hell, look at that. So if you knew it was salt, why not just taste it?
Because could have been arsenic.
Genius. So he was kneeling in salt?
Brine, I suspect. Fairly concentrated at that.
Where would that happen? A salt lake. He was a farmer. Or meat packing. Lots of salt there.
Most use refrigeration nowadays.
A salt mine. There's an old brine well up near Bolton. Margaret's brother-in-law used to work there.
Bolton? Bolton. There it is.
Less than a mile from Humber Station.
That can't be a coincidence.
Probably not.
If we hurry, we can make the 12:45.
It looks to be abandoned.
Doesn't seem operational. But there were loads of fresh carriage tracks at the gate.
What's this then?
Not as derelict as we assumed.
Looks like an elevator. But there's no buttons.
There's a ladder here.
How far do you think?
I can't see the bottom. If it reaches the saline stratum, it could be several hundred feet.
You go ahead. I'll stay up here.
After you.
Oh.
Crikey.
Names, please.
Oh, this is Detective Murdoch, and I'm Inspector Brackenreed of the Toronto Constabulary.
Neither of you is an invitee.
We're here on police business.
Well, you're out of your jurisdiction. I must ask you to leave.
What are you two doing here?
Oh, I could ask the same.
Yeah, sir, we're still not quite sure, but look, we've been given these lovely pocket watches.
Oh, I'll have one of those.
Oi. Perhaps I haven't made myself clear.
We're on a murder investigation. Now, unless...
Shush. The presentation's about to begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming, and welcome to the end of the world. For 76 years, we knew this fellow was coming. We didn't know exactly when or where. The complexities of orbital mechanics make such predictions impossible. But among them was a low probability that Halley's Comet would collide with Earth. It's happened before, more times than we can count. The meteor that made this was 150 feet in diameter. The resulting crater was 40 times that size. Now, imagine if Earth was struck by an object 10 million times as massive. That's Halley's Comet. A collision of that magnitude would destroy every remnant of human civilization. I wish I could say that this was the greatest danger we face, but with each technology comes new and more terrible weapons. We know too much of the folly of human nature to believe that we wouldn't use them against each other in an orgy of self-annihilation. So what are we to do? While the threats we face are existential, their probability is unknowable. But as I say, it's happened before. Laugh if you must, but this is what I'm proposing, folks. A repository of our accumulated human knowledge and those humans best suited to its continuation. Thanks to our benefactor, Mason Bartman, and the tireless efforts of the team tasked with its design and construction, we have made such an ark here in the cavity left by this old brine well. Each of you has been chosen for your skills and expertise in not just maintaining the human species, but of society itself and accumulated knowledge. These are more than just party gifts. In the event of a sudden catastrophe, an alarm will sound. Upon hearing this, you are to return to this facility with your immediate family. You will likely never get the call. But if you do, the future of mankind depends on your heeding it. Thank you.
I'm not sure I want the responsibility of saving humanity.
I suspect you won't be required to heed the call anytime soon.
I suppose some of us are not good enough.
Well, Inspector, I'd invite you, but you heard what he said. Immediate family only.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate
James,
it.
quite the presentation.
George, Julia, thank you so much for coming.
Murdoch and I are just here on business, apparently.
I'm afraid to ask.
You happen to know this man?
Dear God, that's Kenvin.
Kenvin?
Wiley, he worked for me.
He was found stabbed to death last night in Corktown.
Corktown?
Does this surprise you?
Well, I thought he was here last night. I didn't know that he'd left. Vagel, what time did Kenvin sign out?
He didn't. I noted his absence as I was closing up.
What time was that?
Shortly before midnight.
When did you last see him?
Well, at supper. He was dining with Mr. Pendrick and Bartman.
That's right. About 7.
Did you notice anything unusual in his demeanor?
It was the night before the launch. I doubt I'd notice. Thank you.
He had been kneeling in brine.
Where could this have happened?
Above us is 600 feet of shale and limestone, but flowing over that is the Humber River. Water gets in. It's rare, but it happens. Is it important?
I don't know yet.
Well, my team is at your disposal. How can we help you, Detective?
Now that our victim has a name, I suppose I'd like to know more about him.
Well, all my personnel files are kept in the library. Come with me.
Mr. Pendrick, why a brine well?
Well, no excavation was necessary. We simply moved into an existing space, and salt is an excellent medium for long-term storage. And being 600 feet deep, we're insulated from the effects of any calamity that may occur on the surface.
This is your library?
To save space, all documents are filmed and then projected. These cabinets contain all current scientific publications, plus an assortment of the great works of literature. I'm afraid your respective works have not been included, in spite of their obvious merit. In your case, a crime-solving manual would be unnecessary in a society without crime.
Is that why William wasn't invited?
Indeed, although a moot point, given that he would be included as a member of your family.
Where does that leave me?
I'm sorry, Tom, but friendship alone cannot be a determining factor.
But Crabtree makes the cut.
Well, George Crabtree sees things that others don't. He thinks outside the,
realm of sanity.
Outside the box.
The bloody box? What box?
The box that holds the way everybody else thinks.
Exactly. Well put.
So I just felt a drop. Oh, yes. Look at this.
Is that where he kneeled then?
I believe so. And if it was, then it was likely...
How do you know what he was looking for?
Well, this one is out of place. Modern Technology Quarterly, spring 1906.
Allow me.
Seems the entire issue is dedicated to the mechanized dispersal of liquid aerosols.
Ooh, that's a page turner.
So why was Wiley looking at it?
I have no idea. Excuse me, gentlemen. Huh. Kenvin had a master's degree in biology. He lived in Parkdale.
His ticket was for the Don Station.
He likely wasn't going home then.
Oh, he was studying under Dr. Henry Sanford.
Someone you know?
Well, I did know him. He died a few years ago. He was working on a plague vaccine.
Sanford?
I've heard it's back. In India, maybe China.
Listen to this. An Ernestine Sanford reported a break-in at her father's lab at 43 Tate Street.
When was this?
9:35 last night, sir.
Maybe that's what Wiley was doing in Coketown.
I was fetching coal from the bin when I heard someone rummaging back here. They must have entered through the window.
Did you get a look at him?
I didn't see him at all. I went back into the house and telephoned the police. When I returned, I found the tarp has been pulled off my father's desk, his journal was opened, and this box was here.
This appears to be a lab journal.
This looks like it's been in a fire.
Why would someone be looking at these?
No idea. I didn't follow my father's work.
Your father was researching the bubonic plague?
Pneumonic, actually.
Is there a difference?
Bubonic is spread by fleas. Pneumonic is transmissible between humans and, in this case, rats. Oh, my goodness.
What is it?
There was an accidental outbreak. Rats in separate cages became infected.
Aerosol transmission.
That's unusual for the plague.
Perhaps it was a new strain?
The speed of infection suggests a transmissibility equal to or greater than the measles.
My goodness. You can get the measles from someone across the street.
He's left instructions that these vials be burned in a kiln.
Why not do that himself?
Perhaps he realized that he was infected.
That must be it. He never told me. I found the body and he left instructions to be cremated.
He took his own life.
And I never knew why until now.
He's highlighted a sequence of numbers here. What are they?
JA1731 through to JA1738. Those are the vials he's instructed to be incinerated.
These have been incinerated, but the numbers don't match. Perhaps the wrong batch was incinerated?
So what happened to the vials containing the plague?
Is that why Mr. Wiley was looking at schematics for aerosol dispersal mechanisms?
William, the pneumonic form of the plague is 99% fatal.
It seems someone has created a way of releasing a plague that would wipe out humanity.
Perhaps it is the end of the world.
Here, look at this.
This is what he was looking at.
Or one just like it.
The entire issue is dedicated to pressurized liquid dispersal mechanisms.
For what purpose?
Artificial pollination.
Fragrance.
Paint.
Paint?
The point is, one of these could be used for the rapid dispersal of an aerosolized plague.
So what you're saying is that there's some nutcase out there hell-bent on wiping out humanity?
I honestly don't know what is happening, sir. Only that we've discovered what Mr. Wiley himself was seeking.
So was Wiley killed by someone trying to stop him from releasing the plague?
I would think it was the other way around. That he was trying to stop his killer from releasing the plague.
How's that?
Well, here he's been stabbed several times, and instead of finding himself help, he comes to me to tell me that it's the end of the world.
You think he was trying to warn you?
Given the potential peril, we should assume the threat remains.
If the intent is to release a plague, wouldn't it also come with a plan to survive it?
The Ark. Is Pendrick behind this?
Impossible.
Kenvin Wiley worked with Dr. Sanford. He also worked on the Ark.
I'm not denying the coincidence of it, Murdoch, or the logic. I simply find it beyond contemplation.
Who knew of the Ark project?
A couple of hundred people. It wasn't a well-kept secret.
Which of the invitees knew?
I have no idea. None were told before the launch, but word gets around.
Who originally conceived of the Ark?
I did, I suppose.
When?
3 years ago or thereabouts?
Could you be more specific?
If necessary. Why?
Because we're bloody asking, James.
The outbreak in Dr. Sanford's laboratory occurred in June 1907. What we would like to know is if the idea of the Ark arose subsequent to that.
The discussion was first broached on the Pendrick parlor early in the fall semester. Someone posted a calculation of the probability of Halley's Comet colliding with Earth. It stirred a vigorous discussion in which I was an active participant. Oh, dear God, Murdoch. Was I manipulated? Have I been duped?
Who else took part in this discussion?
Mason Bartman is the only one I knew by name. Most people preferred pseudonyms.
Is there any record of these discussions?
Yes, the parlor is closed, but most of the exchanges in the public forum have been archived. I'll have a portal delivered immediately.
Sirs?
What have you, George?
I've been going through Dr. Sanford's research. A familiar name came up.
Well, spit it out, Crabtree.
All this plague research was funded by Mason Bartman.
I'm a philanthropist, Detective. I give to dozens of charities.
Why plague research?
Is that a serious question? Bubonic plague has devastated the poor countries of Asia. And if I'm being serious, I was fearful of the outbreak reaching Canada.
Is that why you funded the Ark project?
It's one of the reasons.
Whose idea was it to build this Ark?
For all I know, it was mine. I'm a fearful man, Detective. I fear for my family, I fear for myself, I fear for... We fly through the comet's tail tonight. Scientists predicted that cyanogen would poison us all.
Apparently that won't happen.
Perhaps. But I'll be spending tonight in the Ark with my family, just in case.
Sir, I think I found something.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Bartman.
Yes, sir.
Good day.
I've been through the Pendrick archives.
Did you find any relevant discussions?
I did, and then I went further back, and I found an exchange you'll definitely be interested in between two people, Cat Lady and LMN 899. LMN writes, population growth is an exponential function. Humanity may be the pinnacle of evolution, but it is a cancer on the natural world. Cat Lady responds, well, perhaps a cull is in order. What percentage do we eliminate? LMN. I say we go back to day 1, cat lady. Make it day 2, we'll need an Adam and an Eve. LMN. HA.
What is a...
Ha ha ha! We'll need an Ark too if we want to ride out the storm.
What date was this exchange?
Sir, August 12th, 1907.
So about a month before the purported ARC discussions.
Cat lady then writes, well, Adam, it's a big job we have ahead of us. How do you propose we go about killing everybody but us? And here's the clincher, sir. He writes, well, Eve, pneumonic plague is 99% deadly. I'll take care of that. You start building the Ark.
Oh, we need to find those two.
Sir, I have no idea who LMN 899 could be, but I used to work with a woman whose parlor name was Cat Lady.
Your pseudonym is Cat Lady?
Yes. I like cats. Oh my God. I remember this.
You're discussing using pneumonic plague to wipe out humanity.
Yes, but we weren't serious. You can't think this represents an actual plan. It was a flirtation with a perfect stranger. It was fun to be so wicked. For God's sakes, we're talking about the death of almost 2 billion people. You can't think. I know nothing about plague science.
But you knew about Mr. Pendrick's ARC project?
Yes, but I didn't know I'd be included.
Who is LMN 899?
I don't know. That's the truth.
LMN899.
Could it be a telephone number?
Or a name?
What kind of name's that?
Well, initials, sir. First, middle, and last. Lucy Maud Montgomery.
And the numbers, 899?
A birth year, month?
September 89. If that is it, well, the bugger should be easy to find. We'll get cracking, Crabtree.
Just a moment. George, say it again once, quickly.
LMN 899.
Try it now.
Eliminate 99. Eliminate 99, as in percent.
That's it. It's got to be. Eliminate is our man.
Yes, almost definitely, but he'll be difficult to find.
Eliminate 99 was likely an invitee to the Pendrick ARC. That should narrow the range. Look into everything Eliminate has ever written on the Pendrick parlor.
I can help.
August 10th, 1907. Is this his first message?
Read it.
The problem is mathematical. All population growth is exponential. It will double per unit time until it encounters a constraint. In the case of bacteria, that constraint is often the death of its host.
And I write back. That's kind of like us. Bodies to bacteria as Earth is to us. It's scale symmetry.
Scale symmetry?
Yes, I was trying to impress him with my cleverness.
Effie! I'm sorry, I should have called.
There's been a change of plans?
You could say that.
Constable! Constable! You must do something about this.
See the comet through a telescope, 59 Cornwall Street. What's the problem with that?
It's my telescope. My address.
This is fascinating. Is this a reference to the doubling penny wager?
Yes.
The what?
It's an idea meant to convey the concept of exponential growth.
Would you rather have $1 million or a penny which doubles every day for a month?
$1 million? Well, surely that's...
The same.
But a doubling penny would take...
It takes a week to reach $1. Another week takes you to $100.
Times 100 each week.
So the third week would go from 100 to 10,000, and the fourth 1 million.
10 more days, and you've got 1 billion. How much longer to reach 2 billion?
1 more day.
Thanks to modern medicine and agriculture, we're doubling every 50 years. In 100 years, we could have 7 billion people.
7 billion? That's hardly sustainable. We'd starve to death first. There's your constraint.
Want to make the world livable for another 10,000 years? Go back a few weeks.
It's logical. Completely barmy, but logical.
All right, listen up. You're all on private property and need to disband immediately. Oi! Whoever's still here in 30 seconds will be wearing these tonight. If you'd like to live your final moments in a cell, I'd be happy to oblige.
What on earth is that?
Yes, this is definitely one.
There's a triggering device set to release it at midnight.
Right after the comet is due to set.
The 2 chambers allow for the rapid compression of contents before it's released as a fine aerosol. The droplet size is 20 microns.
Just one droplet inhaled could start a pandemic.
So the vial itself isn't pressurized then?
Mm-hmm.
William, please be careful.
JA1735. This is one of them.
We need to get it into a kiln right away. There's one at the university.
Henry, notify every station house. Each constable in this city needs to be on the lookout for these. There are 7 remaining. They all need to be found before midnight. Hurry.
Sir.
The plague must have been released.
We should hurry.
Someone at the Ark was alerted.
Give us a moment, James.
Of course.
I can't go.
I'm not leaving without you.
Julia, you have to. For Susanna's sake, you have to. It's all right.
Who triggered the alarm?
I did. I thought a plague had been released.
And how did you find out?
Mason Bartman arrived with information I should have received from you.
You overstepped your authority.
I had no knowledge of your whereabouts. As head of logistics, it was left to me to make the decision.
It was a rash decision. The plague has not been released, and we've identified the culprit.
Well, who is it?
He goes by Eliminate 99.
That's not a name.
We've already discovered one dispersal device, and the entire constabulary has been alerted. I'm confident we'll find the others.
Indeed. And how confident are you?
More confident than I am in you at the moment.
Very well. If that is your evaluation, consider this my resignation.
Oh, for God's sakes, Ian! Ian, I misspoke! It's 10:30. We have an hour and a half. Let's not waste it.
Sir? Somebody rented out a cargo hold.
Of a ship?
Claimed it would be protected from the cyanogen.
And was there a disperser on board?
They found it in the air intake.
Good Lord. And the vial?
Taken to the university as per instruction.
Very good. Which serial number?
JA1737.
Very good, Henry. Get back out there.
Sir.
It's the end of the world, Lord, Lord.
You check that direction, I'll take over here.
world, dear Lord. Well, it's the end of the world, Lord, Lord, Lord. It's the end of the world, dear Lord. There's a comet in the sky coming down on us, raining fire and poison from above. We done wrecked this whole world, so we got to pay the price of fire and death from above. Alrighty now. Lord help us. Yeah, but indeed. It's a coming. No stop. Help us now. Sorry. Any day now. Yeah, it's a coming. All right. Coming fast. Raining hellfire. Won't you sing it all? It's the end of the world, Lord, Lord. It's the end of the world, dear Lord. There's a comet in the sky coming down on us, raining fire and poison from above. We done wrecked this whole world, so we got to pay the price of fire and death from above. Yes, indeed. Well, it's the end of the world, Lord, Lord, Lord. It's the end of the world, dear Lord. It's the end of the world, dear Lord.
I don't believe it. George, you have to see this.
Adam Ivy, password Tesla.
It's Pendrick. Eliminate 99 is Pendrick.
What?
I think we should start at the beginning.
Yes, please.
Eliminate 99's first chat was August 7th, but I remember chats from before, so I conducted a search for specific words he used.
Clever idea.
And we found this name.
Before he was Eliminate 99, he was Adam Ivy.
Isn't that a plant?
Yes, and Mr. Pendrick had one in his office.
And that's why
So I checked, and every one of his posts came from inside Pendrick headquarters. Executive suite.
Still.
So I was able to reverse engineer the passcode.
And it was Tesla, so?
Tesla was the name of Pendrick's dog at the time.
Coincidence?
Yes, it has to be.
What was your passcode?
Violet.
Who's Violet?
She was my dog. But this is Pendrick we're talking about. I mean, he's trying to save humanity, not destroy it.
Unless this is his way of saving humanity.
This is testable. What was Pendrick's passcode?
My God, it can't be.
What is this?
Where was it?
The Academy Theater, sir. Take a look at this. It seems every disperser we've found had some connection to Halley's Comet.
I suppose that's where the crowds are. He's a little too clever for his own good. Right then. So we're only looking for things related to the comet.
That's right.
Sirs, I've got some names. Both the cargo hold and the observatory were rented by Mr. L.M. Nate and Hugh Minetti.
Well, let's look them up and bring them in.
You won't find them. If you say both names quickly, you get Eliminate Humanity.
I really want to get this bugger.
I don't know what to say. I'm astonished you'd think me capable of such a crime, let alone carrying it out.
So you're not Adam Ivy?
No.
His posts came from the executive portal, using your passcode. If not you, then who?
Anybody on the executive floor had access.
Well, the critical point is that he worked for Pendrick Enterprises on or before July 1907. So who's here now that worked for you then?
There would be several.
Mr. Vagel.
Can't be him. He just left in high dudgeon.
Ian Vagel. Initials IV.
Right. But then Adam.
We should check his personnel file.
Right.
My God. It is him.
And he earned his biology degree the same year as Wiley.
It was Vagel who convinced me to invite you to the Ark.
I always thought he fancied me.
But he just left.
Well, maybe he knew we'd be onto it.
No signal. He's cut the lines.
We'll make the call from Humber Station.
The elevator's not working. He shut us in.
Well, there's this ladder.
It's 600 feet straight up.
I'm claustrophobic. I can't do it.
I can.
Excellent.
I'll go with you.
7 out of 8. Only one more to go.
It may as well be 100 if we don't find it.
So what now? We've checked every comet-related event.
We expand our search. If only we knew who was behind this.
Have you talked to Pendrick?
I tried calling, but I can't get through.
If they'd found something, they would have told us.
Are you okay?
I'm all right. I'll be right there.
Thank you. That was Station House 5. They've sent constables down every street looking for gatherings. Nothing.
I've heard the same from Station Houses 1 and 3.
Look, Murdoch, the last train to Humber Station leaves in 15 minutes. Save yourself.
I'm not going anywhere, sir.
We just got a telegram from Humber Station. It's a message from George.
Culprit Ian Vagel, stop. Bought ticket to Parkdale at 10:17. Address 1201 Queen Street West.
You think he's been here already?
Sir, look.
Clock's about to strike midnight.
The vial's been removed.
Sirs, the landlady saw Vagel leave about a half an hour ago.
Oh,
Look at that.
we passed through the tail tonight.
With a bit of luck, that'll kill us before the plague gets us.
Look, it's George.
We got the first train we could.
Vagel was gone when we arrived.
He took the plague vial with him.
I think I know where he's gone. The roof of Pendrick Enterprises. We used to have lunch there. It's his favorite place.
Murdoch, you take Mr. Struthers and check it out. We'll get copies of his photos out to all the other station houses. Go on.
Hold it right there, Mr. Vagel.
Ian, don't.
What are you doing here? I locked you in. You shouldn't be here. Hand me that vial, and we can all walk away.
You don't understand. We're a cancer. We'll destroy the planet and then ourselves. It's inevitable.
It's not. Look at me. No children. Maybe that's our future.
If you release the contents of that vial, then it's all over. For everyone.
I can still be Eve to your Adam. We can go live on an island.
You know it's too late for that. Stand back.
I don't want to die. Not like this.
No.
Ian, no!
So that's it then? The world is safe?
For now.
Unless he's right.
Right.
Maybe we're the ones destroying the planet.
Well, it's our planet, isn't it? Besides, that's for future generations to worry about.
Oh my goodness. It's beautiful.
Look at that, Susanna. That's Halley's Comet. The next time you see that, you'll be an old woman.
The world will be a very different place.
Chuyện đùi à bay. Chuyện đùi với con mến à. Không ra được cái loại của chuyện đùi thôi. Địt mà con nghe cáo rồi. Ôi à, ra đi sớm vậy. Ôi địt mà chưa kịp ấy. River chết. Mà bay đùa. Chỉ trách người chia bay, không thể trách người khác được. Ê, chơi liên kích, chơi 4-6 con can trương luôn gõ ấy. Bốn con. Mà xin cái top 1 mà khó vậy. Xin cái top 1 mà khó vậy. Bỏ cho Jack hay là Modder ta? Lấy đua thằng này ra nè. Tháng sau phải cố gắng tháng sau phải cố gắng nghiên cứu cho cái cúng đó. Ồ ma đã bỏ. Nghiên cứu để làm cho chuẩn chỉ lại để mà kiếm tiền chứ đó. Ui ra đi tiếp. Phải luôn thật. Đồ rồi. Không cần xài bàn áo rồi, ba nên không cần xài bàn áo vào. Chắc cũng cần bán làm gì nữa. Mà má biết rồi, bỏ vô cực rồi. Vô cực là ăn được chương rồi đó. Không lại. Lại ăn được. Người đã công nghệ cao. Bạn sao? À, người đã công nghệ cao luôn. Quá đẹp. Hắn ui thêm một con nữa. 5 công nghệ cao thôi à? 7 chứ. Từ từ. Modern này. Làm một bỏ cho con đi đó. Chỉ quan trọng lại cái cúng này là gia lý là phải cân hai cúng rồi. Đốt máu á. Đúng. À. Không cần phải hai cuồng đảo đâu mà. Mà có thì tốt chứ. Hả? Chứ súng hả? Tại thì phải tháo đồ con đi ra. Ừ. Em sợ một cái loại hình nó xấu quá. Loại con này xấu quá. Tụ điện bất ổn đấy. Ha. Ok ok. Để lắp cho con giáp mình. Đây rồi. À. Để chia ra. Để đồ tính nè. Với liệt mà. À không. Ui, giờ đi lên hải, ai định lại. Đấy. À, địt mẹ mình bỏ lộn rồi. À. Ừ. Má mẹ trình nhạc nữa. Ngạm gì. Giật quá.